Here I come, here I come, here I come with the continuation, part 2 of today's video. Now, last video we talked about investing in rental properties. We also talked about investing in commercial real estate. And this video is a continuation of the last video. So, if you did not watch the last video, go ahead and pull that up. My name is Colleen Edwards. You can go to my channel. We are doing discussions regarding investing in different streams of income. And the content is in my book. It's based on this book, 78 Income Investment Streams, Lest the Land Become Desolate. It's on Amazon.com. Soft cover, $9.99. Hardcover, $22.99. So if you have not picked up your copy yet, go to Amazon.com and do that today, because the details that I have in the book, I cannot do all of that on video. So you would need to have the book so you can track your progress and also take this journey with us. Now, last video we left off investing in commercial real estate, and I promised you that I was going to throw out a few sites that you can go on to look for property. One site is called Crexi, C-R-E-X-I. They have commercial real estate listed on that site. You can pull up properties all over the United States, you know, not just in Florida where I am. I reside in Florida. You can see properties all over the U.S. Then there is another site called Biz by Sell, and on that site you're going to see various businesses listed. You know, if you would want to list or invest in a business, they have all kinds of businesses, you know, barbershops, beauty shops, shopping plazas, whatever you think of, it's there, and they list it by category, which is good. So you can go ahead and look at that. And then, of course, on part 1 of the video, I did say that our keyword for this video is research. You're gonna have to do some research to invest in rental properties and commercial real estate. You will have to do your due diligence to make sure that you are getting a cash flow at the end. So we discussed that on the last video, so go ahead, if you did not watch, pull up part 1 and make sure you look at everything that we discussed in that video. Now we are going to move on to our next income / investment property, and that would be land, investing in land. There is land everywhere in the world. Not just in the U.S. As a matter of fact, I've been looking at some land even in my homeland in Jamaica and so on. And investing in land, there are a few things that you need to know. If you're going to invest in land, make sure, number 1, that you know the purpose of the land. What are you going to do with this land that you're buying? Are you going to invest in the land to build a home on it? Are you going to build a business on the land? Are you going to just invest in the land and hold it for a while to see if the property price goes up, and then you sell it and make a profit? You know, make sure you know why you are buying land, because with land it's a little bit different from your rental property. With land, you are going to owe the taxes every year, and you're not going to be bringing in a income like you would do with the rentals. With rentals, you can rent it out, of course, and that's your income. With land, you're not going to have that rent coming in. So make sure, if you buy land, know why you're buying it, know the purpose of it, know that you're going to owe the taxes. Now, another thing about land, when you do your research, there are some areas that are developing that it may be a good idea for you to, you know, to buy land in those areas. I remember a few years ago here in Florida, there is an area called Port St. Lucie where the land was fairly reasonable, very cheap. I mean, you could get a quarter acre for $2,500 to $3,000. That was a few years back, and quite a few persons were fortunate enough to acquire land in that area. And since then, the area has been, up and coming. They're building it up. So the land there is no longer 2,500. I mean, lots are now what? Maybe 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, maybe even 50,000 in that area. So if you were one of those persons who were fortunate enough to get land back when it was 2,500, then I would say that I'm very, very happy for you. There's another area here in Florida, Lehigh Acres, where a few years ago you could get a quarter acre for $3,000 to $4,000. I mean, I even looked into it. I went out there and looked at some land in Lehigh. And the land there is still pretty reasonable. It's closer now to maybe 11,000 for the quarter. I believe I saw some that were maybe 8,000, between 8 and 12,000 for the quarter acre. And also in Cape Coral, there's another area on the west coast of Florida called Cape Coral where land is it's going up, so you may want to look into that. And about land, you need to pay attention to what they're building in the area. If it's an area that's developing and you see them put up a new Walmart, if no Walmart was there, and then all of a sudden you see a Walmart or maybe like a Starbucks, that is an indication that that's an area that's up and coming. They'll be developing that area. So you may want to look into investing in land in those types of areas. Hold on to it, and then later on you may be able to sell it and make a profit like the people did in Port St. Lucie. So look into land. Also in Jamaica, I noticed that there are quite a few lots for sale in Jamaica, and the real estate in Jamaica does pretty well. If you haven't looked into that, look into it. On Realtor.com, believe it or not, I just found that out recently, that on Realtor.com, they do have properties that are listed in Jamaica, and some of it is land. So you may want to look into that. Again, like I said, do your research, do your due diligence, and see what they have to offer, and see if this is an area that you would like to explore. Now, you may be saying to yourself, where am I going to find the money to buy these properties? And I'm going to throw out a few ideas. You may look to your savings. If you have money just sitting in your savings, doing nothing, I mean, what are you getting from the bank? Maybe 1%. Think about using some of that money to invest in real estate. 401ks, I mean, if you're young enough, like I was when I bought my first property, and you need to get the book to see that story because it's a pretty incredible one. I purchased my first first property when I was in my early 20s, and I got the money from my 401k because, at that time I thought it's going to be a long ways to 65 or whenever you retire, so why just have that money sitting there not doing much, So I took that money out and I invested in property, and the story is pretty incredible how much money I made. You want to get my book on Amazon.com, 7 to 8 Income/Investment Streams by myself, Colleen E. Edwards, to see the full story. So you may want to look to your 401k. Also, you may want to pool with family and friends. I don't highly recommend it, but if you have family or friends that have the money and they may be able to help you out, if you don't have the cash to get started, you may want to pool with them and see what you can do there. Also, there are hard money lenders. Now, some investors, some seasoned investors, I would say, they turn to hard money lenders if they want to do a project. These are lenders that can give you a portion of the cash or maybe the majority of what you need to buy the property. You can get it from a hard money lender. Their interest rate may be a little bit higher, than the norm. However, you can look them up. There are hard money lenders in the newspaper. If you look at even Craigslist, you may be able to see some lenders there on the website, on the internet. Just go ahead and Google hard money lenders and check it out. See what they have to offer. With the hard money lenders, you may need to put up some money of your own, but they will loan money if the property makes sense. That's another thing with hard money lending. It's not so much your credit score. They're going to look at the property. Does it make sense? So you may want to make sure that it's a property that is going to make sense to the hard money lender for you to even go to them to get a loan. That is another means of getting money to buy your properties. Then another thing you may look into is life insurance with cash value. A lot of people think of life insurance as, benefiting only the people that live or outlive you or when you die, No, there are a lot of life insurance policies nowadays that are very flexible. They have what you call living benefits, where you can get cash value or maybe able to get some money from a life insurance policy to invest in real estate. So that's an area you may want to look into. And in my upcoming video, when I get to the chapter where I talk about life insurance and annuities, I have a friend that's a very experienced life insurance and annuities agent that I am going to interview. And you don't want to miss that video. I mean, he knows a lot about life insurance policies, how you can benefit from them. So you would want to look out for that video. So go ahead, do your research, make your comments, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe, when I drop a video, you'll be able to see that I have dropped a video. Go ahead and like the video and make sure you share. Do not keep this valuable information to yourself. Make sure you share with your family, with your friends, and so on. You don't want to keep good information just for you. You want to go ahead and share the video. So do that now and make sure you subscribe and like the video. And see you on the next one. Happy investing.